The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Here comes Marquez Stevenson now from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover or takeaway, a key sack on 3rd down, a 3-and-out. Something that lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers are getting involved as this game goes on.
And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Second down and 3. A quick throw caught by Kupp out wide. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one covers 29 yards. First down. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game. Like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. K.J. Osborne, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Point after try forthcoming. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. Put a man in motion left. Ridley On first down, it's Stafford. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it's second down.
When you talk about this Seahawk defense,
they are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
Numbers don't tell you everything, but they do paint a pretty good picture. We're talking about 2 top 5 units going at each other. One in running the ball, one in stopping the run. I think this is going to be a whole lot of fun myself.
To throw on second down is Stafford. A short throw caught by Andrews. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
From the gun on third down, Stafford.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10.
Off the play fake. Here's Hurts.
That'll be caught. It's Kupp. And he's got this down to the 35.
15 more yards there, and quickly another first down.
Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Ravens will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were in nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. A run on first down with Jacobs as he'll get this forward for about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up. You talk about this Seahawk defense.
They were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
Held them well under 200 yards of total offense. And in today's NFL, that's a feat to be proud of, especially with the emphasis on offense and what we're seeing each and every week.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 6.
Now Stafford.
A short throw caught by Andrews. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
Yeah, they held them to well under 200 yards of total offense, and in today's NFL, that's a feat to be proud of, especially with the emphasis on offense and what we're seeing each and every week, that great creativity and usual productivity.
And he will have the Ravens first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. The Ravens at 6 and 2 to start play. They come in playing really well on both sides of the ball. They've won 6 of their last 8 CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Here's a 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. The wind is at his back here in the 2nd quarter. Folk's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They'll swing this out to Tony. Down the right sideline. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They give him a gain of 38.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
63.
Hurts. A short one there, caught by Likely. And down inside the 15 he goes. Add this game to the last one, and they move the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Pass caught here by Osborne. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10.
Hey, Silver. Now let's get it. 73. Hey.
Play action. Here's Hurts. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the #1 goal? Make the playoffs. #2, win your division. #3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the #1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Hey, 22.
Stafford now to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to give it to Ridley. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here on the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have them a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. Finds his man over the middle. It's Likely. And he's brought down. Starting to rack up the yardage here in this first half. 5 catches now and a first down.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They go play action with Hurts. That'll be caught. It's Tony. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 24 yards. Throwing is Hurts. This one swung out to Williams. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only a yard in the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling. Held him to an okay game.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kyren Williams, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch out their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick 6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
At the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, Tiger Hornet. Yeti, Yeti. Crowd left Yeti.
And they'll send the tight end in motion.
63, pass.
On 1st down, Hurts. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to take over here up near the 40. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They will run the draw with Jacobs. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Throwing is Stafford. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven 1st down.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Middle.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 21-yard line.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He hit his first, this one from 38. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world.
The football comes out. Jacobs lost it. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this 2nd half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the 2nd half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
2nd and 10. Osborne motions left. Hurts sets up to throw it. And his throw here is incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will extend their lead even further. So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
That's caught. Puka Nacua. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. Now a 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Jacobs. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 56 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Full to run show Fatukasi there on the tackle.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost getting into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. Past the 20. 5. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Josh Jacobs, 41 yards. And the Ravens are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
50-50. Sit up.
Stafford's going to try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So they do get it. And the 2 points. Now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score.
63. Hey, Silver.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
That'll be caught by Kupp. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that could spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Touchdown, Seahawks. K.J. Osborne with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Seahawks are able to add on to that lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
14.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback.
25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
125 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Counter play with Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the Seahawks 49-yard line.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. Try to run for it with Jacobs. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs from the gun. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
2nd and 5.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not got it. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, a 20-yard touchdown.
And the Ravens have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Fulk connects on the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
On target to his man, Likely.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 42. A good pickup there, a 22.
And the Seahawks first down.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On the option left, it's Hurts. The 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Jalen Hurts with his third touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season. And the Seahawks add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Tough spot here, third down and 11.
Stay 50, stay 50.
Now Stafford. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be fourth down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Desperation time for Stafford on fourth down. That is caught. And he is going to have a Ravens first down with ease as they'll wind up getting 9 there on 4th and 5. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Alert!
Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Here's Hurts to throw. Complete to Likely. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That's good for 28 yards. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end
end zone for the Seahawk touchdown.
Kadarius Toney
From 6 yards away.
And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point forthcoming. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Seahawks 45, Ravens 21.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback.
25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
2nd and 7.
At the 46-yard line.
Jacobs now. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. To throw is Stafford.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
Gain of 5 yards.
On 4th down, Stafford being chased out left.
And he is going to have a Ravens first down. Boy, that was a tough couple of yards to pick up, but they convert on 4th and 1.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Big 20.
Stafford on first down. And he fends him off. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go, and they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They said their goal was to win 7 games. They've done that pretty early in the year.
I think it's time for them to elevate that number and really make a big push to finish this season strong.